Royals, what's going on? It's your girl Q the Queen here, and it is Saturday afternoon. It's April. We made it into another month. I hope everybody's continuing to be safe and taking what we're going through serious. Now, recently, I think it was last week, I put in my community post that I was looking to get some suggestions from you guys in terms of, maybe just throwing up a few different types of things that aren't necessarily sneaker related topic videos. And this video is to answer the call for one of the comments that I did receive. So that's basically to show you guys some of the home workouts that you guys could do, while we're going through this. Clearly all of the gyms are closed, and we're just trying to make do. For me, I'm just trying to maintain my foundational strength. Before this whole quarantine thing was started, I was actually in the process of trying to shred. So because I won't be able to do some of the volume that gym equipment would allow, the biggest thing for me is just maintaining my diet, maintaining my strength, and then when we can get back onto it, I don't necessarily have to start completely over. I can just start from where I left off, or at least from where I left off after the quarantine, not necessarily where I left off when the gyms closed. So yeah, man, thing about it is, even at home you can still stay in shape. You can still make some progressive strides, and I'm just gonna show you guys some of the things that I would do just on a typical Saturday. I don't do so much as it pertains to my schedule right now with working out. Saturdays typically, Saturdays are my cheat days. So really today is just getting a little bit of cardio in, a little bit of a high intensity interval training, maybe a little bit of foundational strength based things like strength training with body weight, but nothing too intense. So it's really just to get moving, get physical, keep my lung capacity rocking, keep my heart rate up, and yeah, get something nice in before having my little treat. All right, so of course, we don't spend a whole lot of time outside while this is happening. So I'm actually going to do this particular workout today outside. It's best anyway to do it outside, but you'll see why. So let's get it going. I'll see you in a second. All right, Royals. So we made it outside, and as you know, this is Chicago, so it's not yet summer. Spring is creeping in, but not really. I mean, today is like maybe high 30s, low 40s, so that means it's still cold. So obviously, by comparison to when I was in the house, I'm a little layered up. Got a headband here, got some gloves. I got on to show you guys, saw me in a hoodie as well as just a light jacket to go over the hoodie, just so I can make sure that I'm layered up. Got on some leggings, just some Nike dry fit leggings. I got on some high Under Armour socks. Now these actually come all the way up. Like, I can bring them all the way up, but I don't want to have them just up like that. I just really have these right here as leg warmers. And then I have my my Nike Reacts. This is one of my favorite training shoes because I love the responsiveness of the React technology. So for any sort of jumping around, any sort of power moves, high interval stuff, this is typically the shoe that I go with, or the style of shoe that I go with, just because the responsiveness is good. And if you got knees like me, you need some good responsiveness. Let's get it. As you guys can see, this is gonna be our little workstation right here. You can see kind of some puddles right there, so I'll work around that. Nothing a little improvisation can't solve. In fact, I might even turn this backwards, but anyway, I think this will work for us. So I'm going to show you a quick little warm-up you can do. Warm-ups don't have to be complicated. The biggest thing is just to get the blood circulating and the joints to just be a little open, and you can move a little bit more freely throughout your workout. Okay, so that's what we're going to do.
Going city to city, coast to coast, QS worldwide. Thought I let you know that there's only one way to make it to the top. It's the cop, that number one spot. City to city, coast to coast, QS worldwide. Thought I let you know that there's only one way
So what you saw basically is a warm-up that consisted of 3 workouts. 30-second jump rope. If you don't have a jump rope, do jumping jacks, okay? You saw 30 seconds of air squats, okay? You don't need anything for that, just your body. 3, you saw 30 seconds of planks, okay? So I want you to repeat that 3 to 4 times. It's a good workout, and then you can get right into whatever you're trying to do for the day. Doesn't matter what your workout is, okay? All right, let's go. Oh yeah, and I forgot to show you guys, I do have a towel with me, and I do have something to drink. I typically mix in BCAAs into my workout drink. It's just water and BCAAs. Just kind of keeps me going. Obviously I'm not doing any strenuous strength training. I didn't need to take it, but it's something that's good to do on the daily if you are somebody like me that has a specific strength foundation goal. But yeah, so that's what I have. And this towel, I don't put it on any surface outside. I keep my car door unlocked, and I just keep it in there. So, you know, we don't want that Rona. Trying to wipe that sweat off now. All right, Royal, so we're finished with the warm-up. Now I'm gonna do basically my full-out jump rope workout goal, which is at least 1,000 revolutions. I typically break them up into 5 sets of 200. If I'm feeling spicy, I'll go more than 200, but I typically just keep it within that cluster, you know, just to, you know, keep it simple. And then I'll typically mix in something in between. In this regard, I'll show you guys one of the things that I, you know, create some variation with it. I'll do basically some suicides back and forth in the driveway. Now because we have puddles here, I may still try to do it here. Otherwise I may do it on the ground that goes behind my my hitch in my car. So we'll figure it out, but either way, that's the next part of the workout, okay? Alright.
Wanna smack all in your grill, my smile worth a meal. Your girl sitting high like a cutty on wheels. What wheels? Wheels kinda like 26s. Man, my 48 had these dummies more senseless. Niggas popping tags, same niggas body tags. No obituaries over here when I smash. What? Flick, flick, only star pics. Your girl in the sky.
Alright. So, as you can see, breathing heavy, which means my heart rate is up. I'm doing well. That was just the first round. But basically I did my first 200 of 5 sets of jump rope. And then I'm just doing 10 suicides back and forth across the floor you see behind me, or the space rather. One thing occurred to me though, I forgot my headphones. So before I do my other sets, I'm gonna grab those and then show you guys one of the next things that I do. Alright, Royals, so we changed angles. As you can see, got my headphones, so I'm back in business. Now, I'm gonna use this space right behind me right here. We're just gonna do some shuffles. Try to do, back and forth, I try to do 10, but I really do until exhaustion and do just like 3 rounds. When doing high intensity interval training, it's not really so much about taking up a bunch of time. In terms of like, let's say doing it for 30 minutes. That's not typically how HIIT training works. So it's really doing the most you can within a short amount of time. So let's get into it.
Little homie make a wish. Hard to stay afloat, huh? Sleep with a fish. You tried to get a hit, striked out after miss. They all get flushed cause prior storm pissed. I'ma wash up the game.
Alright, so as you can see, I'm out of breath. Heart rate is up. That's the point, that's how this works. So for those of you that like long distance running, that's perfectly fine. But you can get the same amount of work in less time by just increasing the intensity. Again, if you prefer long distance running or just running just steady state in general, that's up to you. You always want to do what you enjoy doing, but the biggest thing is getting the most effective workout with as little equipment as possible and as little time as possible. You don't need a lot of time to get a good workout in. That's the point. All right, Royals. So we finished our shuffles. Now, as you can see, we started on the steps earlier, so These stairs are a slight bit narrow in terms of the steps, so I'm gonna show you just a slight thing you can do on them. Well, you can do a couple things, but I'm gonna show you something that I tend to do on them. But again, the steps are narrow, so my whole foot doesn't plant on the step each time. But we work with what we got out here in these streets, okay? That's the point. Work with what you got. I didn't purchase these steps.
Like don't do a dish, going city to city to city, coast to coast, QS worldwide. Thought I let you know that it's only one way to make it to the top. It's the cop, that number one spot. City to city, coast to coast, QS worldwide. Thought I let you know that it's only one way to make it to the top. It's the cop, that number one spot. Put your hands up, 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 cuz never saw me coming, they could never see me. Only renditions, they'll never be me. I'm like 808s in the UV.
Okay, so one thing I just showed you was me just basically box jumping the steps. So I would jump every 2 steps and then just make my work back down and then do it again. So that alone, 3 times 10 reps. So 3 sets of 10 is cool. You can do 4 sets of 10s if you want to just, you know, add some spice. But if you really want to add some spice, do that second variation I did. So I did the 2 step jumps, and then I also backed it up with 10 body weight squats. So you do that, you get a little bit more bang for your buck. Okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do 3 more rounds of those. And in fact, I'll do 3 more rounds of the one that I did the second time. And then we'll take it from there. All right, Royals. So I pretty much showed you a good warm up to go into your workouts. I showed you what 1, 2, 3, basically 3 circuits that you can do to make for a full workout. So yeah, that's an example of something I'll do, you know, just when I'm trying to get a little bit of a wind in me, and you know, just try to continue to keep my lung capacity at a good spot. I'm not really a runner, so I don't want people to feel like they have to run in order to stay in shape. You know, my knees don't like running on concrete, so I have to improvise, and then when I do run, it has to be more of a kind of a fast-paced run, which means it's, you know, lesser time than, you know, like an hour-long run or whatever. So, and shoes are important. I need shoes that are very responsive, something that, you know, if I'm putting a lot of impact on my foot and on my knee, that it needs to have some bounce back, some good bounce back. So I have to have that in order to do any form of running. So, but again, I kind of talked to you a little bit about the shoe of my choice in terms of responsiveness. So I could definitely run in this shoe. I'm not gonna do a bunch of like long distance type running. That's not my style of training. I do, you know, run on the treadmill maybe a mile or so, just to kind of get that in, get a little bit of cardio in. I'm more of a strength training specialist, but cardio is a very important part of that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this particular segment, and I'll try to give you guys a couple other things during the quarantine, maybe some stuff that I do inside, but again, this is just something that you can do outside. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and hope you liked it. All right, until next time, baby. Peace.